This isn't just a podcast, it's a movement. The Middle Ground Mike is fighting for truth and unity. Subscribe now or support us today. Links are in the notes. Stand with us.
The training, which is, show both sides of the argument as best you can and let the viewer decide, right, is supposed to be the message. Fox News was the place that broke that rule. They decided to make news as perspective entertainment, as opinion entertainment. And I would say, MSNBC has a block of programming in the evenings that is also that perspective programming. But they also try it. I mean, the idea in theory is that MSNBC sort of tells you this is the plan, this is what we're doing. Whereas you have Fox News was the first place to truly have a person in a tie looking the part of a straight news anchor delivering real propaganda, that he's saying, have we looked at both sides of this properly? And that's what made the original motto of that place, fair and balanced, so sort of ironic and upsetting to folks like me who were getting beat up every day trying to just come up with the most balanced presentation of a thing. So I hear you on that bias and the mistrust, and I journalism as an industry for not doing as good a job as we needed to in just explaining how we do what we do and how we know what we know. I feel like we should have done a better job of that from the beginning, but also, right, giving away news content for free online the way we did also just created this race to the bottom in terms of viewers and advertising. And Fox News brilliantly stepped in and captured that by, in essence, sort of playing dress up as a news organization when it is in fact truly a propaganda arm. Now, let me just say, I mentioned earlier that I worked for Al Jazeera, which I'm sure anybody listening to this will be like, well, this guy worked for Al Jazeera. What is he talking about? And I will say I worked for an American version of the Al Jazeera channel and the Al Jazeera English channel, both of which are staffed for the most part by former BBC, British journalists. A lot of them were the leadership. And that training was very similar. Al Jazeera Arabic, which is a same company but a different news service, is a much more advocacy focused news organization. They are much more, they have much more of a political agenda in what they push. Al Jazeera does to some extent, but I would also say that in my experience, as a science and technology correspondent for them, if I had to report on what was going on in Gaza, I'm sure I would get a very different treatment of it. But that was, for me, that was a very fair and balanced environment in my experience. So anyway, I've been through many, many places, and I've never seen anybody in the United States break the rules the way Fox News did. And so I think that's a big part of it.
As we go on, back in the day, I was kind of attracted to Fox News probably about 20 years ago. And then
they do a great job.
Well, then it just kind of became more and more about let's mock something that we don't like rather than presenting what our ideas are.